guys, Eric from Beastonic. Today we have here a 2024 Honda Ridgeline. This is the sport model, very comfortable car. It's good for daily driving. It's also good for moving things because it has a truck bed in the back. So very overall, very friendly and nice car to have. One thing we believe that is lacking is this sound system, and we have a solution for that. So introducing here our Encore Alpha power amplifier. It's a plug-and-play amplifier. It connects behind the radio. Very easy to install, and it makes a very big difference while not having to change out your speakers or adding another amp. This just all integrates to your factory sound system. So I want to show you how easy it is to install this in this video. So let's stop talking, let's go inside the car and get this installed. All right guys, now that we're in the vehicle, let's get the installation started. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this panel piece right here. So open the passenger side door, and using a panel removal tool like this, just pop off this side piece here. Okay, just place it down here and then just release the clips. There it is. All right, here we go. Basically, we just stuck this panel removal tool and just pried it out. And let's start to remove this piece here. You could drop the glove box, make it a bit easier to grab a hold of this. So just slowly work your way left, and then just make sure all the clips are out like so. All right, put this aside as well. Okay, next we want to remove this panel piece here. I'm not going to remove it all the way, just need to drop this down. Okay, we just basically need to release these clips here. All right, so that we could reach these Phillips screws behind it. All right, especially that one right there. Okay, if you like, you could go to the left and drop the whole piece here. And to do that, remove this panel piece and then drop this down as well. Just all being held by clips. Okay, there it is. All right, there it is. Gives you a little bit more room. And there it is. And we'll go ahead and leave it like so. And next, let's remove this panel here. There's a little panel piece here that has the passenger airbag and also the emergency lights. All right guys, so removing this part's a little bit tricky. We learned that the best way to release the clips is from the side. So between the silver trim and the side here, at the same time over here, you're going to need a very small panel removal tool like this one. Recommend using a plastic one so you don't risk scratching your interior. So once that's out, here is how it looks in the rear. And let's unplug this connector and let's continue on with our disassembly. All right, so we'll do so by removing these Phillips screws. Another one here. Okay, and I believe we have another one right here. So we got 3 Phillips screws that we removed. So we got that out. Now this center piece is ready to come out. Okay. So once this is out, you'll find a few connectors. Let's disconnect them all. Just make sure, don't forget to reconnect every single one of them. Just always press down the release tab and then pull out. If it doesn't come off, just wiggle it left, right, and it will eventually come out. And let's remove these clips. Just push it out from the inside. Okay, next we're gonna look down here, and right there we have to remove that screw or bolt. It's an 8mm. There's one on each side. Okay, so there's not much clearance here, and if you could find an extension where you could perfectly fit a wrench right here, then it may work. But then this is like the shortest extension we have, and we don't have enough room to fit our ratchet. So we are going to remove these 4 Phillips screws. All right, and we got 2 more on the passenger side. Okay, and this should pull out. There it is. Bring this to the side here, and that leaves us plenty of room to remove those 2 8mm bolts. All right, so once we got those 2 8mm out, this should pull out. Okay, all right. All right, so to remove this, we found it the easiest to pull from the top first, release these clips on the top, and then work your way around and then to the bottom. It's a bit difficult to get a good grip on it because you don't want to grip on the vents because the vents are just plastic. You want to try to grip on the closest to the chassis as you can of the radio. So the best was from the top, and then start working your way around it. You could sandwich the thick towel between your dash. And once you have this out, you'll notice that this GPS 1-pin connector is what is restricting the radio from coming out all the way. So let's remove this, press down on the release tab, and then just pull on this to remove. All right, so it gives you a lot more room to work with. All right, so once we have the radio out, let's get our amplifier. Looks like this, ENA2 Encore Alpha amplifier. The default is going to be set at 50%, so it's 12 o'clock front and rear. I'm going to leave that here. And let me grab my harness, plug and play harness. All right, here you go. And these are the connectors that we want to connect to the radio. And it's going to be this connector here. It's going to be in the bottom row towards the driver's side. Press on the release tab and just wiggle it out. And let's connect it to our harness. The female side connects to the male side of the harness, and the male side from our harness will connect back to the radio. Okay. All right, and you want to hear it click into place. All right, so once that is on, let's also ground our ground wire. We're going to ground it to the radio chassis. You need to mount this on the metal surface of the vehicle, so we'll do it right here. So it's an 8mm. You should still have your 8mm socket, and using it, just loosen it. You don't have to remove it all the way, just enough to slip this in place and then tighten it back up. All right, just like that. Okay, now we are left with connecting the 2 connectors into the amp. Push firmly into it. All right, and there it is. And there's a lot of space behind the radio, so we definitely can mount it back here. So we're gonna look for the most flat surface, which is gonna be down here. So we'll use some double-sided tape and mount it down there. That seems to be a good spot. All right, cool. Let me reconnect the factory connectors and let me test the operation before we put it back. And let me also tune the sound as well.
She's so fun. Wait, I think I hate her. I'm not that evolved. I'm sorry, she's
I feel like there's too much mid.
They act out, yeah, I did that. Hey, what's up, though? I hate a bitch that's hating on a bitch, and they both hoes.
All right, guys, so we did a little bit of tuning. We messed around with the gains a bit. And we found that just leaving it at the default at 50% is the best. You do go higher, and at very loud volumes, it does introduce some distortion and the audio just gets really loud. And unless you're like really listening to super loud music, it's not necessary to bring the gain up so much higher. So yeah, we just leave it at 50% default, seems to be the sweet spot. And we also played around with the factory EQ as well. So you know, everyone has their own preferences, so go ahead and play around with it and just see what works best for you. All right, so let me turn off the car, pull the parts out again, and then let's mount the amp and reverse order everything we did. That will complete today's installation. In the box, you'll find a little packet. Comes with many different types of adhesive, and we will be using the double-sided tape that is included in here. Just 2 of them. So we ended up putting the 2 strips of the double-sided tapes all the way at the top corner and the bottom corner, and then we lined it up to this line over here. If you go too low, then it will hit some, like a bottom right corner, and it could potentially make some noise. But over here, it's on here pretty good. It's not going anywhere. It shouldn't move. And with the excess harness, you can also wrap it around it towards the front to provide a little bit more cushion between the amp and the radio. Okay. All right, so let's continue on with putting everything back to its original form, and that will conclude the installation. And don't forget to reconnect this GPS. All right guys, well that is our installation video. We also took some time tuning the audio. Very difficult to hear how amazing it sounds from the video because of the video processing, and depends on what speakers you're listening to while watching this video. But I gotta tell you, sounds fabulous. If you wanna see more videos like this, us installing our products and demonstrating it, just give us that like and also hit that subscribe button, and we'll show you more in the future.